All right, welcome back to the Run.down postgame show here on the Strickland YouTube channel, Strickland Twitter, and if you're listening to this the day after, Strickland Podcast Network. I am Sam. I'm joined by Tyrese. The Knicks win 99-98 on a early Friday, Black Friday matinee game. Game started at noon, and you can tell by the way the Knicks and the Hornets both came out. Hornets are missing a bunch of players, and the Knicks are not. But before we get into all that, of course, shout out to Bet Online, the world's most trusted betting platform, and your number one source for online betting. From the earliest odds to in-game live betting, Bet Online provides you with all the action and the ability to watch the games as they happen. With the largest selection of odds on everything from football, NBA, NHL to entertainment and political props, head to Bet Online today to get in on the action with America's most trusted site for online wagering. Bet Online, the game starts here. All right, so I guess we will start with the good. We'll get to the bad, and then we'll get to the ugly of it all. The whole game was ugly.
Mikal Bridges is the ugly, by the way. Let me just preface by saying that Mikal Bridges is the fucking ugly.
He is the ugly, as well as a lot of this game. But yeah, the Knicks win. They move on to 3-0 in the group stage of the NBA Cup. Looking pretty solid so far, I guess, in terms of like standings. Next game will be Tuesday versus the Magic at MSG on TNT. So that'll be a very interesting matchup because the Magic are actually a good team, and the Knicks have been facing their fair share of downtrodden teams as well as good teams. So we'll see how they fare out against the Magic. But this game was a very ugly game from start to even the end. I mean, the Knicks came out, and this switch defense that teams are playing on against them is just really getting them slow, methodical, a lot of turnovers in the first half. They just didn't look like the team that we saw against like the Denver Nuggets or against the Suns, where the team had much more pace and they were flying up and down the court and things were happening on both sides of the ball for the team to a degree. This game was much less of that. But they got the win. I know we'll all take the win, but I'm someone that just also looks at the process of it, and the process of this game was very ugly. But yeah, I mean, Tyrese, your thoughts on this game before we get into some more specifics?
Yeah, I take wins however we could get them. Okay. I will take wins however they come. At this point, I'm just whatever. That was the ugliest game I've seen in a minute. Whatever. Like, the process was bad. I don't think anybody would dispute the fact the process was bad. I don't know. I think the substitution patterns with Bridges is just weird right now. I think like he plays like he doesn't want to play him in the fourth, but then he also wants to give him 36 minutes, and it's like if he played the fourth, he would have got like 40, and it's like, I mean, they need Precious back bad just to kind of divvy up these minutes a bit. In general, they kind of just, I mean, yeah, whatever, they won. This is an ugly win, but I'll take that over like a good loss, like the fucking Bulls or whatever. Like, just take them how you get them at this point.
Yeah, especially in this NBA Cup group stage. But yeah, Jalen Brunson was the man, and he definitely had it going, especially in that second half and the fourth quarter. 31 points tonight, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, 9 of 18 from the field, 4 of 6 from 3, 9 of 12 from the free throw line. So he was definitely getting his fair share of free throws as well. Just really good game from him. Classic Brunson, especially in that fourth quarter where he kind of was able to take over and the Hornets really couldn't do anything to stop him. Granted, I forgot to mention that the Hornets are missing basically all of their regular NBA players at this point now. No LaMelo, no Miles, no Grant, no Nick Richards, no Mark Williams. Who else was missing for them? Trey Mann, who's been one of their better scorers off the bench. Yeah. So they're missing like a good, like solid, I would say, 6 rotation players today. And they were able to keep up with a Knicks team that is probably the best offensive team in the league this year. When things are especially clicking. Today was not one of those games. But again, it just shows you the inconsistencies in this Knicks team. And we'll get into some more inconsistencies of certain players in this game. But yeah, I mean, Jalen Brunson did pretty well. Cat, a lot of offensive fouls today. I feel like I feel like he gets an unfair whistle, but I also feel like there are certain moments where he is like trying too hard against like certain mismatches, and like he's falling into what the defense wants him to do in terms of getting those offensive fouls. But I do also feel like he gets unfairly whistled for those as well. But Therese, your thoughts on, I guess, those two players, Brunson and Cat, this game?
I thought Brunson earned some honey tonight. Today, I shouldn't say tonight. Today, he was the reason why they won this game. He was steady the third and the fourth. He brought it home. He was the reason why they won this game. And I mean, Carl did his job for the most part. The fouls were really like he got hoed. He got hoed, but he usually gets hoed with his whistle. But there was just like some dumb passes. But I didn't think he played a bad game. I think like the 6 turnovers looked high, but 3 of those were offensive fouls. And like maybe one of them was like a bad turnover. Or otherwise, I felt like he tried defensively. He was pretty active there. Active, boxing out, securing the defensive glass. It was just like he missed a couple shots he should have made, especially around the rim more than anything. But yeah, Brunson's the reason why they won this game. And he was the reason why they were as steady as they were.
Yeah. We have a super chat here from Parrish Duggar that I will point out. $2 super chat. Thank you. I'm assuming he's referring to Rick Brunson here. And Thibs made a situational sub at the end with, I guess you're talking about the Mikal Bridges sub, which I was concerned about. I was like, in the back of my mind, I even tweeted, I was like, man, is Mikal Bridges about to give up like a 4-point play? Because like he's just been getting the short end of the stick a lot lately in New York. So it wouldn't have surprised me if he ended up actually giving up some sort of 4-point play there. But yeah, I mean, especially with the way they were calling 4-point, fouls on 3-pointers for us, it would have been very poetic for that to happen. But yeah, I mean, Josh Hart, 13, 12, 5, played 42 minutes basically tonight. 2 steals, needed every bit of his energy, especially in certain moments where the team, especially the starters, just lacked that fight, I guess you can say. But yeah, shout out to Josh Hart. He definitely performed well. And it's good to just see him playing at like a consistent level and knowing that he can raise it certain levels as well, depending on the night and when we need it.
Yeah. God, this is so ugly. It's hard to find words. This game was just so damn ugly.
It was.
Like, the fact that game ended because Josh Green's 3-pointer took 3 seconds to go down is so poetic. It was like, wow, we really did not have the juice to beat this team, but we just somehow beat this team because they're better than them. Which is like, yeah, you're better than the Greensboro Swarm, but like, man.
Yeah, no, these games they're not good, especially like we came out this same way basically against Dallas, who also did a lot of switching on defense, and that bothers this team. And the team just has to find a way to get around that. So
They need to grow up here.
Like everything is just so slow for them. Like they're trying to like hunt these like mismatches, I feel like, and it's just like not going their way. And like they just don't know what to do out of that. And like certain guys just don't know how to create advantages. And even when they do, it's just not the best advantage. So
it's just like they keep going like side to side, and I'm getting frustrated because it's like, dude, I get like Brunson's the only one who can like create advantages, but like if that's the case, then Brunson needs the ball. Like, why are you trying to run these like 2-man games on the weak side, knowing that you're not going to get any done because they're just going to switch the action? And it's like if they switch, then okay, like Josh Hart, you have a functional dribble, you can like take a chance to like get to the rim. Like I wouldn't do that with OG or like even with Mikal. It's like okay, then like run off ball and like try to cut. It just feels like they're trying to. It happened like in the beginning of the game. It was like 3 possessions where they were just like stuck in mud and like they were getting up to the shot clock, and it's like, dude, why are we just settling for Karl-Anthony Towns post-ups?
It's Karl-Anthony Towns post-ups. It's what you call it. It's OG and Anobi post-ups. It's Bridges post-ups. Like they're just like, I don't get it. I just don't get it. But yeah, moving on. Speaking of our wings, OG and Bridges, both not having the best of games, back-to-back games now. Especially for OG. I mean, I'm not gonna go too hard on OG just because he was someone that was playing probably the most consistent on both sides of the ball. He just came off that 40-point game. It does suck that he kind of like starting to go into a slump now. 8 points tonight on 3 of 11 shooting, hit no threes. You can always at least rely on him for the defense. He made Brandon Miller's life a living hell tonight. Who I have a Hornets mutual who like literally was expecting this outcome for Brandon Miller because he can't dribble. And he was probably surprised that Brandon Miller still got to 20 points. But he got it in the most ugly way possible. 7 of 25 from the field, 2 of 11 from 3.
I respect him emptying the clip. That's what you're supposed to do, okay?
Yeah, I mean, as the best player on the team with everybody out, and you're in a dogfight with an actual good Knicks team, it's like,
are we good?
Supposed to be good, allegedly good.
We kind of. Let me not. But like, yeah, man. At least Brandon Miller emptied the clip, and OG made it difficult for him. I think his defense was fine, especially man to man. He got lost off ball a couple times, but like this entire team gets lost off ball a couple times. It also doesn't help that like he's playing the point of attack, which is what he's not supposed to do. Like the big thing is that he's supposed to be playing more as a help defender, but it's like he's got to help with rebounds. He's got to guard the point of attack. He has to guard the star wing, and then like he also is like being asked to like sprint to the other side of the court, try to score, and it's just like at some point, dude, like the fact that he's even like a neutral on defense sometimes it just like speaks to how good he is defensively. So yeah, like OG's defense was great, especially with Brandon Miller. The offense was a little rough, but I mean, he got it done in the spots he needed to get it done at, so I'm not too upset about it.
Yeah, can't really complain. He's been the Knicks' most consistent player for a large part of the year. He has 2 bad games. Sky isn't falling. On the other hand, here is where we get to the ugly. Mikal Bridges, 8 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 3 of 10 from the field, 1 of 4 from 3. I am very lost into like what is going on with him. Like even when he was like struggling and bad in Brooklyn, it still was like, all right, it's like good players struggling on like a bad team. So like you didn't look too much into it. But now that he's actually on a better team now, in a more optimized spot, I would say, in terms of he has less creation responsibilities. He has like his job is made easier for him, and he somehow has gotten worse at that. The threes, the everything basically. I mean, the defense has looked better at points within the last like game and a half, I would say maybe.
No, it hasn't even looked that good because like every time
it's like better than it was before, which is like barely a bar to clear.
Like he legitimately does this thing, and Fred's pointed it out in this video where it's like he would just jump and concede like driving lanes, and it pisses me off. It's like, dude, why are you jumping into it? Like, also no, RJ Barrett is garbage, and he's worse than Mikal Bridges. Don't like that shit to me. But yeah, man, like everything he's doing just looks horrible. His process has been horrible. He's running around doing nothing. Like Josh Hart has the CTE and somehow gave it all to Mikal. Like I don't have any explanation for what he's doing wrong. I don't know why he's doing the things he's doing. It just looks off. And it also doesn't help that like he has a trebuchet for a jump shot right now. So like he can't take above the break threes and make them at a consistent clip. he's like losing efficacy on his mid-range jumper, which was like insane to start the season, which you knew was going to happen, but you figure like, okay, like as the mid-range jumper would fall, the 3-point shot would come back, and that hasn't been the case. So he's just missing everything. He's missing shots at the rim.
And he still refuses to even go to the rim.
And it's like, dude, just drive. You can drive and like get a couple free throws and try to get yourself going. And it's just like he won't even drive. He's so scared, and I don't know why he's so scared. It's mind-boggling. So yeah, man. Yeah, I had a tweet where I talked about how you could void his contract, and I'm kind of there.
On the other side of that, though, we'll get to some more good. Deuce McBride, who is back, played excellent, closed the game over Mikal Bridges, rightfully so. I'm very gracious for Thibs, like not holding back on benching certain players, because I feel like once upon a time ago we had to beg for him to like bench certain guys in favor of Emmanuel Quickly. We wanted Quickly to start finish games, and sometimes Quickly just wouldn't. You can think about that OKC game last season in OKC before the trades went down. But yeah, I mean, I'm glad to see Thibs is like, all right, Mikal, you're shitting on yourself. Like, all right, go have a seat on the bench and wipe yourself while Deuce McBride actually plays defense and hits threes and like does shit with the ball in his hands. It's like, all right. But yeah, I mean, 14 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 5 of 9 from the field, 2 of 5 from 3, was getting some Deuce chants on the road. That's always good to hear as well. But yeah, I mean, you're starting to think now, all right, you know, every year the Knicks start to like, you know, pick things up around the 20 to 25 game mark. And it's usually coincided with, you know, a little rotation change, a rotation move. And it's like, hey, do we revisit the starting lineup now? And it's and not to the degree of like what we were talking about in preseason, where it's like, oh, you know, do we start Deuce over Josh Hart? It's like, maybe do we start Deuce over another individual that went to Villanova?
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about Jalen Brunson. And I'm not talking about Jalen Brunson. So it's like, you know, the Knicks, they always make these like changes that, you know, either we do foresee or we don't foresee around this part of the season. And it usually starts, you know, to help the team pick up some wins. I don't know.
They're not going to do it. So it's not even a question. Like, they're not going to do it. And I think Tibbs knows, like, Deuce is the best player right now for this lineup. And they played the best lineup to end the game, and they won the game. Tibbs is going to close with it until Mikal gets his head out of his ass. He's not going to change the starting lineup. We went to the overbreed.
When Mikal getting his head out of his ass doesn't seem like a long-term thing right now, or a short-term thing.
I don't know if it's going to be a thing, dog. He's playing like he needs a lineup, and he desperately needs a lineup.
I don't even think that will save him at this point.
Honestly, I don't know, man. But he knows what the best lineup is, which is funny because he tried to close the game. Didn't he close the game against the Jazz with that lineup too? He did. No, it was with Campaign instead of Deuce.
Yeah.
So he's basically like, yeah, I kind of know what I need.
And we get to give him 6 firsts for a guy that shouldn't even be closing games for us.
5 first to swap. 1 second. And we got a second round pick back though. We take the win.
All right. Let's get to some comments. Shout out to everyone that's been here in the comments. Let's get to these. Ace Bouchardi says that is maybe the weirdest way I've ever seen a game end. Positively for us, yes, I would say. We have seen weirder ways games have ended for us in losses.
We just saw Jalen Brunson get a shot halfway down and then it missed. Okay.
Most of our games in Texas end in the weirdest way possible.
Don't. Please don't talk about Texas and Knicks. Please, that hurts still. 61 points lost still hurts. I'm
not even talking about that. I'm talking about the Houston game, the Mavericks, the multiple Mavericks games over the span of the last couple years.
Josh Green dotting us up to ice the game.
Bro, I'm telling you, I got like PTSD when Josh Green did that like end of the second quarter bullshit. I was just
Son, I was
like,
like, oh, I almost threw the TV. I was like, oh, we really about to lose to the Greensboro Swarm. We was in a dogfight with the Greensboro Swarm. And it wasn't even like Brandon Mill was on the heater. That's the worst part. Like, the dudes on the heater for that team, like, oh my God. Nick Smith was on a heater for them. Tijon Saloon.
shout out to him. He cashed the line on a parlay for me. That guy's a parlay respect.
You talk about parlays and we having a crisis?
Hey man, you gotta find some way to cope. Money is the best way to do that. But I mean, it's funny how like, all right, like we clearly won the cap trade right now. Like you can clearly see that. Like things are going very unswimmingly for the what you call it. Timberwolves, their fans are absolutely despising it. And it's so funny, like Minnesota fans, they're like absolutely getting like all of our scraps. Like they got Daniel Jones, they got Julius Randle now. It's like who else are they gonna get from the New York scrap heap? But yeah, I mean, we clearly won that trade, but like when you look at the Mikal trade, you gotta think like, man, it's like there's a world where we don't make this trade. We still trade for Cat, but like the roster looks like totally different in many ways.
We would be ass.
What?
If we didn't make the Mikal trade, our roster is what? It's
well, I'm talking about like we probably would have made other supplemental moves.
I doubt it.
If we didn't do the Mikal trade,
I mean,
we did the Cat trade.
The whole point of the Mikal trade was that you could trade Bogey for him essentially, and it's like if you didn't trade for Mikal, then like who are you getting from Bogey?
I don't know, somebody else, somebody that would have been better production than whatever the fuck Mikal's doing right now. It looks like a janky version of me right now. But anyways,
you got it, bro.
Chris Bernhardt says, Therese, if all this shit from our sports team doesn't mean the sports gods give you guys, I guess, Soto as a Met, he might become catatonic.
We're getting Soto as a Met. Don't worry about it.
BX Boy 71 says, thank God for Deuce and Payne. Yeah, I mean, shout out to both of them. They've both served as like sparks and run starters for us off the bench. Their energy, especially Campaign's energy, like going back to like I don't even remember. I guess going back to like the Bulls game.
Yeah, when he came back from the injury.
That's when he's like actually been like really playing like really well, being a run starter for us, sparking us off the bench, especially when like there are these games where our starters just look like they don't have it, especially when teams are like going switch heavy against us. It's really key that Payne comes in and is able to like, you know, spur us on. So that's been great for us lately, and hoping that he can continue to do that. And you're hoping that, you know, him and Deuce can continue to have these games where they just, and you're hoping that they can like have good games together. Cause like, you know, at least offensively, like Payne didn't have it going too much today. Deuce did, but like, there are going to be those games where both of them do. And those are going to be huge lifts for us as a team.
Yeah. Kind of scary where it's like Campaign needs to be like a guy for us, but you know what? I mean, Campaign has been a guy, so I can't really complain so much.
If Mikal could just like stop like having like chronic diarrhea, then we won't have to worry about talking about Campaign being a factor now.
Just boo it all over the court. It's been like
somebody needs to make one of
those, like Chipotle. It's just gross out.
Someone needs to make one of those AI pictures. That's the only time I'm approving of AI. Someone needs to make one of those AI pictures of Mikal with just doo-doo all over the floor around him.
And like a Chipotle bag to the side. If somebody could do that, I'll retweet it.
That's the only time I approve of the use of AI. Paris Jugger says Pod needs to give Sims his credit.
I've been saying extend Sims for a little bit now.
I mean, he had donuts across the board, but
yeah, like, that's all you need him to do is just give up donuts. Like if donuts from Sims is a good game. You don't understand. That means that he was just out there doing what he needed to do. Maybe some rebounds, but like he boxed out, whatever. I don't care.
I mean, I've been saying that Sims finally looks like an NBA player, so congrats to him.
It's
It
the
took
Mike
him a
Bibby
long
workout,
time.
The Mike Bibby workouts, the number change, the goatee. Listen, getting the goatee changes your life. Trust me, I would know. So like,
Took him long enough, but I always give him. Sorry, I always give him his props. When it's due, especially like when he has like these like really noticeable games, like the Utah game, for example. I gave him his props in the Utah post game, when he did his thing. So we give Sims his props. This must be a really huge Sims fan because like you don't really see fans clamoring for Sims props on a donut game. So
I should win. Probably should win. I'm a burner. But yeah, I mean he's been playing fine. I think he's probably going to be the center going forward because I don't think Mitch stays. But that's a different conversation for another day.
Yeah. All right. JL says Brunson was good, but Brandon Miller was our best player. Definitely was.
Yeah.
He was not my best player for fantasy today. I'll say that for sure.
Sam truly internalizes basketball solely through betting.
Fantasy is not betting.
All right.
Anyways, I picked him up because I thought, hey, LaMelo will be there, but LaMelo actually got hurt for once. The ankle braces, they did their thing, but his calves gave out.
Yeah. The ankle braces are doing too much, and now his calf gave out.
His calf gave out. And now Brandon Miller's got to carry the load, and offensively, he just doesn't got that creation bag. So it's going to be a rough time in fantasy for him right now.
The John Saloon can't win with these calves, bro.
H22 says, I find it funny how much better Payne has been than Mikal.
I'm pretty sure Campaign has more free throws than Mikal.
Well, Campaign's not afraid to drive into the lane.
Which is crazy. Because, like, Campaign should not have more free throws than Mikal Bridges. He took 2 more today. He took 2. We got to 13. If not Campaign, then at least Deuce. And remember, Deuce missed like a week and a half.
It's pathetic for Mikal.
Dude, this guy used to be a free throw magnet. What happened? Dude, he would legitimately come to the Garden and get 15 free throws just because he was
skinny and getting thrown around.
Pause. But like, come on, bro. I promise you, just drive to the rim. It's KJ Simpson. It's KJ Simpson. He's going, I can't do it.
It's gotta be like it's gotta be a psychological thing.
It's gotta be diarrhea. It's gotta be diarrhea. He's like, if I get hit too hard, I'm gonna shit myself all over this court, and it's gonna be embarrassing. Like,
it's gotta be psychological. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me.
Son, bro, I would trade.
Like I don't know how, like, because like the player that he was in Brooklyn, if he's that now, like this team's offense is like even more.
This team is number 1 in the conference right now. If he's like that, that's the problem. Like, we would legitimately have like 3 or 4 more wins if Mikal Bridges played like even part of what he was in Brooklyn. He's just playing like a coward right now.
Yeah, I don't get it. Hopefully he figures it out. Maybe you'll see some of the tweets that Knicks fans have been leaving for him these last couple games.
The death threats?
I didn't say that.
Because the death threats have been coming.
The death threats have been there. I am not endorsing those. I am endorsing the ones clowning him.
Did you retweet me?
I have no idea what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about. Anyways, let's see. Ace Bishar says right now he'd prefer Boyan. I mean, Boyan's on the bench.
Boyan is like,
which is where Mikal spends a lot of the fourth quarter anyway. So
like,
you're not missing much.
I'm thinking about the worst wing in the league I would want over Mikal right now, and I'm like,
honestly, we would have been way better off. Like, if Mikal's not even going to be physical on defense, like we would have been way better off trading for any of the other Nets wings that they had.
Trenton Watford.
Not those. I mean the ones that are available for trade, like Cam and Dorian.
Ew, Cam Johnson. I can't even fake
Bruh, he's way better than what Mikal's giving us right now.
Can't even fake it, bro. Can't even fake.
I'm like, you don't have to fake it. This dude's put up.
Can't do it.
When's the last Mikal 30-point game?
Damn.
You can't even think of it on the spot. Cam Johnson has given you multiple of those already this year, man.
Damn.
That guy is hitting threes above the break that Mikal can even dream of hitting right now, bro. I'm telling you, bro. He would have cost half the cost that we paid for Mikal.
You know, how about a different Cam? How about Cam Reddish?
Hell no.
Hell no. We in the trenches. I would
Hell
Cam
no.
Reddish right now.
Bro, Mikal just looks like a sauceless Cam Reddish right now.
Damn.
Like, come on.
Cam Reddish shooting 56% from three.
Son, like
he's taking 2 shots a game. I don't know, man. Cam Reddish at the point of attack, we would have been cooking. Bring it back.
It's looking bad, man. You can't pay a dude that much for a premium that you think you're getting, and like he has barely looked like a premium at all on any end of the ball.
That extension for the beast. Would be looking like the
bro. If they think the tweets are bad now, if he continues playing like this and then they give him an extension, bro,
we paying him the Deuce contract. We giving Deuce your money. Deuce with his swap. The first time we gonna trade contracts. Okay, we put in Deuce on that $23 million. He's playing like it right now.
Yeah. And East Short says Jericho Sims has been better than Mikal this year. I mean, not too far off. Kid Kiro says, confused why Bridges is struggling so much offensively with OG stepping up to be the third option. Bridges is now back to his Phoenix role as a fourth option. He should be comfortable there. You gotta ask Mikal, man. At this point, like, I can't even calculate it in my head. There's no theory. There's nothing I can come up with that's making sense to me.
Bro,
you gotta talk to him, man. Tag him on Twitter, add him in a funny joke or a meme or something about gambling, because him and Josh Hart love to gamble, even though Josh Hart loves to call out people for parlays and shit.
Which is funny because Josh Hart's the parlayer. Yeah,
exactly. But that's another story for another time. But hey, you want to know what's going on, Bridges, man? I'm just as confused as you are. I'd love to understand what's going on with him. Something's going on psychologically, but I don't know, because like he didn't have to do no move. He didn't have to move across the country or nothing. Dude stayed in the same apartment.
We got you campaign.
We got you your best friend that loves to dance with you.
Landry Shamet.
We got Landry Shamet, who was like rehabbing his shoulder.
G League chilling.
Like we got you all your friends, and like things is just not. They're not calculating. The math isn't mathing, as people like to say.
And you just out here moving, like you scared, like you like you don't want to touch nobody. Like, come on, man. You're supposed to be out here like I got Jalen Brunson, I got Josh Hart. We having sleepovers in the Nova section. Like
he didn't get the Villanova bump that Dante got.
Dante DiVincenzo gone. Like you ain't even got no quota to fill with no white people. Like it's just, son.
I don't know, man.
Here, come on.
Giannis LB80 says Josh Green defends better and shoots better than Mikal this year, especially. How many first rounders is he worth for?
You're the salary dump. It's the funny part.
Yeah, I mean that's a good value get for the Hornets. So shout out to the Hornets for getting some value there on that trade. But yeah, I mean, who hasn't defended better and shot better than Mikal? Who hasn't?
Damn.
Who hasn't?
Mikal Daddy got an argument.
Bruh, tell you, bruh, give Pacome half Mikal's minutes. I don't know, man.
Give Pacome 10 minutes. I guarantee you, it'll be the hardest 10 minutes of your life. You're gonna be saying wee afterward because that.
Giannis LB80 also says Nets fans said he defended really bad last season. He might have lost all lateral quickness and screen navigation.
Which is crazy. You're 28, bro. How are you watch? They play it outstanding on the gap man every time you suit up. You're 28?
Watch that 28 is crazy.
Son, he got the Ben Simmons. He was teammates with him. He caught it. Is it transmusive? Can you spread that shit?
Yeah, I don't know.
I
I mean, Mikal is one of the bigger issues, but you know, again, a lot of this goes back to like the way the Knicks offense functions against these switch heavy defenses. I don't know like they just gotta get into their actions quicker. And they gotta like stop hunting for like these post up mismatches.
Like, why are we trying to post up everybody, bro? This is not the 2000s.
Like,
stop that shit.
They gotta get into some quicker actions. They gotta run some shit that's gonna get guys into open threes and shit. Like,
they do, but then they end up resetting it, and it's like,
yeah, it's like
the problem is the open threes are going to Josh Hart and Mikal Bridges, and it's like ass versus shit.
And it's like you might as well have me out there open for three. Like,
facts. Like, the only time it's like a good action is with OG, but then the problem is like OG's also like, let me get into my bag, falling down. Like, the falling has been crazy by OG, by the way. I have to note that. But like, Jesus.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think he might be falling like to avoid injury. Like, he's doing the Embiid thing. I think he's doing the Embiid thing because like I feel like he didn't fall as much even last year or like years prior to my knowledge, and he was always hurt. So like maybe over the offseason they were like, hey, just like start falling to avoid like tweaking your leg in certain ways, because like that's the only thing I can think of why he's falling so much this year. I can only think back to like Embiid and what he said about what his doctors and trainers were telling him to do in order to like avoid serious like load on certain parts of his body and certain injuries and stuff like that. So that is my only guess as to why he is falling so much this year.
You know, if he plays, whatever, but like, damn, it just looked horrible when you get that seal off and then he's just falling down with the dribble. That picture that somebody took where it's just like he's like fighting for his life and the ball came out, like, oh.
Yeah, no. But yeah, I mean, the Knicks' next game is against the Pelicans, who are actually getting a lot of their players back healthy. These last couple games, they recently got back DeJounte and CJ McCollum, so they're starting to look a little bit more, I guess, like themselves. Whatever that's supposed to look like for the Pelicans, they're a weird team to pay attention to. But wow, Donovan Mitchell's got 0 points. Shout out to him, fucking loser.
Yeah, Donovan Mitchell is in fucking lockstep with Mikal Bridges right now.
But yeah, anyways, as I was saying before, what was I saying before? I got distracted.
0-9. God damn.
Yeah. And he's on my fantasy team and in my parlay, so let's see how my day is going.
Black Friday, man, go shopping.
I already did my Friday shopping, man. Bro, and then, you know what? Never mind. Anyways, I had a lot of things pissing me off these last couple days, so I don't even want to talk about that anymore. But yeah, the Pelicans. There we go. I was talking about the Pelicans. They have everyone except Zion, who they will never have, as Giannis LB 80 points. So you know that will be another dogfight in the Garden. You just know it. The way this team has been trending, it's like, all right, they might blow out the Pelicans. Like, they're finally at home, you know, after this long road trip. They're just finally back, happy to be back in their beds, you know. You know, the Tyrese Halliburton theory. They just weren't sleeping in their beds right these last couple games. And, you know, it's just been messing with them mentally.
Yeah. You know, the 5-star hotels just got horrible ass beds. Can't even get a back brace, man. No headboard. Just mattress.
Straight air mattress.
Just mattress and robes. No headboard, no sheets. You just freezing. That's why his back's stiffing. He's just cold, freezing.
But yeah, I think the Knicks, the game on first of all, Sunday games never go well for the Knicks. So I'm telling y'all this now. Like, I might not even bet on this game. I bet on today's game. like the sicko I am. But Sunday's game, I know the Knicks on Sunday too well to make a mistake.
I would say stay with the family, but we just have Thanksgiving. So some of y'all probably beefing. So like, I'm gonna just let y'all. I'm gonna just let y'all rock. But like,
yeah, but I'm telling y'all, Knicks on a Sunday, Knicks on these weird start times. Like, who starts a game at 6:00 on a Sunday? Like,
go watch Survivor Series.
Like, you either start that at 7:30, or you have it like an afternoon game at like 12 or 1 o'clock or something, bro. But 6:00, that's so random and weird. And then you playing this team that's getting all these guys back from injury. I mean, they don't have Herb Jones, they don't have Jose Alvarado, they don't have Zion. But
you know who they got though? They got Elfrid Payton.
They got Elfrid Payton, who is on a revenge tour apparently, and is gonna dice us up.
Shit out of us.
He's gonna have like 17 assists, bro.
He had 20. He had 20 like the last game.
He's gonna have like 17 assists. He's gonna be pick and rolling, pick and popping with Yves Missy, Trey Murphy, all that shit.
That's gonna send me straight to heaven. Straight to heaven.
But yeah, I mean, I think this game could go one of two ways. Blowout, where the Knicks get absolutely smoked by a Pelicans team. Or, they come out and they take care of business and they beat a team that they're supposed to because they're that good. So we'll see. You let me know in the comments your thoughts about what you think will happen in that Pelicans game. I will be here, of course, after to recap it all, whether they win or not. But yeah. Giannis LB80 says Mikal and CJ or DeJounte. I need to bet on one of them.
Bet CJ. Oh, that's such a nasty DeJounte and CJ McCollum.
All right, so here's two ways that you can go with this. You can do CJ assists and DeJounte threes, DeJounte assists and CJ threes. You pick your combo.
I would do Murray assists and CJ threes.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, I would probably do that. Whatever Javonte Green's over-under is, take the over. Because Javonte Green always lights us up.
Interesting.
Whatever it is, take the over. And Elfrid Payton assists. Just take Elfrid Payton assists.
To the moon.
Don't even think about it.
To the moon.
Boy, whatever the lot. What?
FanDuel offers the highest assist is 16, I think. Take it.
Boy, if it's 30, take it. He finna put up Scott Skiles numbers. Oh. Plus, he's gonna do it for Julius. Oh.
Do it for Julius.
Oh.
You gonna slide for Julius?
He gonna slide for Julius for sure.
Elfrid gonna slide for Julius. Hawkeye 420 says, "Did we embarrassingly lose the Mikal?"
They were always gonna lose it. It's a matter of how much they lose it by. If they won a championship, I don't care if we lost the trade. But if we gonna end up looking like this, and he gonna be looking like this, yeah, it's pretty embarrassing. But they always were gonna lose it. Like the value they gave up, like they gave it up for a reason.
They thought they were getting
Phoenix, Mikal Bridges.
Some combination of Phoenix and Nets Bridges. Instead, we get whatever the fuck this is.
We get shit, fart, piss, poop, Mikal Bridges. Collapsing on the Phillies in the fucking playoffs.
And it's so funny because like this Knicks front office has been really good with trades, and like a lot of us have always like been like, okay, you guys proved us wrong on the OG trade. You guys were right. Okay, Knicks front office, you did it. Okay, you're good at the Cat trade. Good job. But like with the Mikal trade, I think every fan unanimously is like, what the fuck is going on?
And then people were like, oh yeah, let's do it. I'm like, why would we do that? Why would we trade these 4 picks? And then I was like, oh, I'm stupid. We actually did trade 4 picks. Oh, I was heated. But yeah.
Yeah, Donovan Mitchell. Let him know. Let him know how you selling my parlay and my fantasy team.
Did he score yet?
No.
God damn. I swear, if the Hawks beat that ass again, there's conversations that need to be happening. had about the Cavs. That's all I gotta say.
But yeah, I mean, is there anything else to really talk about with this game?
I don't want to talk about this game anymore. I'm not even gonna lie.
It was an ugly game. We've seen the Knicks at their best this year. This was the farthest from it against a team that they should have been comfortably ahead by 15 or more for a large part of this game. I mean, these guys, they played Seth Curry and Taj Gibson NBA minutes in the year 2024, heading into 2025. Like, they played those guys real minutes. And Seth Curry actually looked like he belonged out there for a quick, 2 minutes.
They didn't just play the minutes, they won the minutes!
Yeah. Yeah. Knicks got some looking in the mirror to do. Again, we are getting dangerously close to the 20-game mark where I have been. As you can see by my tweets, I'm taking these games a lot more seriously now because we're reaching that 20-game mark where I said I would start to take these games more seriously and judge the team more seriously. We are at game 19. Next game is game 20. You will start to see the wheels fall off with my tweets if this continues. I have been moderately tame this year. It will not continue. Just look up Mikal Bridges on my account just from today to get an idea of where things can go. But yeah, we'll see how things go with Mikal. We'll see how things go with the rest of this Knicks team. I know that I can trust on Jalen Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns for the most part. Karl-Anthony Towns has some cleaning up to do with the fouls. The refs also have to do some cleaning up with how they call him. It's the unfairness of being a 7-foot basketball center who can do a lot of things on the offensive side of the ball. This team has things to figure out on defense still as well. We'll see how all those things trend. Shout out to everyone that's been tuned in. I think we will call the post game here. It's Black Friday. Friends, enjoy some shopping. I already did my shopping. I'm looking for FanDuel to reimburse me today. Donovan Mitchell is making sure that I am not doing that, apparently. So there's that. But yeah, I'll catch you guys on the timeline. Tune into the next game, post game, Sunday versus the Pelicans. Hopefully the Knicks take care of business. And yeah, everyone enjoy the rest of your weekend. Peace.